Good morning, Rick Paul here. And so we've got all your paint scraped. That was David just going by. And we've got, we're sanded with, most of this is sanded all the way down to 80 grit. We had to actually start at 36 grit. We were going to start at 80, but we had to start with 36 because the paint was so gnarly. I've got some photos I'll be sending you. But anyway, so we're right at 20, we're right at 30 foot of the boat. We got 45 left on the back, so we're at 35, no, we're at 25 feet, yeah. So anyway, we've got you know, the first 25 foot of the boat, which is the hardest in terms of surface. There's at least as much surface in the first 25 foot as there is in the back here. So and it's more overhead and more underhand and up here, so that's cool. Now most of the woodwork seems to be on the other side, but there is some on this side. It's rub rail, and it seems to be just the top rub rail. There's a few spaces I'll have to investigate back here, like right at one joint. Actually, I have investigated a little bit. One joint, we're soft here. So, but I could take that, I could repair this side over here probably in a day or so. Yeah, probably in a day. And I haven't figured out what wood it is yet. Some of it looks like oak, some of it looks like it might be Doug fir. We might have two different things here. I just figured on going back with mahogany. The other realization I was talking to you about, we might want to get new stainless. I'm going to guess that this was never chromed. I'm going to guess this is never plated, and this may have been just brass all along, which could be buffed and might be more period correct. We have a lot of damage, nothing serious, no serious damage to start with, let me let you know that, right at the water line. So as you can see, the water was up on the red, and this red paint doesn't offer much protection, not like the green paint does. So I'm going to have this green paint brought around to what's currently the top of the red. You'll also notice that as we've sanded, we've uncovered that the red boot stripe used to be up higher anyway. So I'm going to raise this red, I'm going to raise this boot stripe, assuming you want to stay with red. Of course, you can go with any color you want. And then what we're going to do here, our planks are so thick that we're not really concerned about this erosion of the planks. But what I'm going to do is use a West System epoxy and a filler, and we're going to go ahead and build that up and make that smooth. And so basically all the way along the boat we're going to be doing that, and then we'll touch up the bottom paint color after we do that. Somebody closed a plug here, closed the through hole there. The bottom still looks in very good shape. If you haven't approached him about the zincs, let me know and we'll change the zincs. These are called egg zincs for the shafts, and you got a zinc on the strut and a zinc on the rudder, and those zincs should be replaced. The surveyors, he's going to call the surveyor. The surveyor should be in anytime. We're going to ask him about this intermediate strut. It's really odd to have a steel, any steel on this boat. We suspect that maybe it was not original to the boat. All right, let's see what else we got here. This side, though, the rub rail is in much worse condition. It's probably a wholesale replacement rather than repairing spots would make more sense over here. But also we found damage above the rub rail. I don't know how deep that is, but my intention is, if that's not too deep, I will route out a strip, narrow strip, say 1.5 inches wide, and I'll put an 1.5 inch filler strip of mahogany in there. In order, of course, to do that work, this rub rail will have to be off. So, but you know, I'm just finding places every few feet. Now here's a section that we might be able to use and not take off. But at any rate, that's my intention, is to do that. We have a couple planks up here that need to be replaced as well. That's I'm thinking I can get, if not all the woodwork done in a week, I can get really close to it all being done in a week. So that's, maybe we ought to call it 2 weeks, but just to make sure, because I always think I can get shit done faster than I really can. So let's go 2 weeks on the woodwork. Let's call $6,000 on the woodwork. I think we had thought it would be 10, and I think we're going to be below that. So, my intention is to go ahead and do it while it's on the hard right now. There's not going to be any easier time than right now. The other thing I'd like to show you is these strips. I'd say these were added afterwards, and originally you just had the plate up here. And I would suggest, well, and there's no wrong answer. You could do a 3/16 highly polished stainless steel plate. We could use this plate as a template, burn out a new one, and just come all the way down here with the stainless. And that would be pretty cool. And we probably ought to widen our path. Well, this indicates maybe our path is right. Or you can keep on doing the strips. I do them in stainless. Some of these are applied upside down. There's like these guys that look like they're long. I think they just need to be flipped over. But anyway, those could be better applied. Oh yeah, up here at the stem, I'm really finding an indication that this is all a closer. This is all the closer. They had the they must have replaced this, and this is all the closer they got it. You notice it's rope caulk in here. But there's a lot of mismatched joints, and what I want to do is I want to plane this smooth so that we can tell if it's moving or not in the future, because right now they're just not matched up, and I can't tell if they ever were and they've moved. I can't tell anything about the boat, about the history. And you can see that it was caulked. I'm following this caulk line right here. That's what to put the rope back there for, is to get some backing. That's a polysulfide caulk, and it's released from, it'll pull out real easy. It's actually released from up here, released from both sides of the piece of wood. It's only down here that it hasn't released yet. But up here, it's letting water leak in, go up the end grain of your planks and so forth. So anyway, down here, the other thing you'll notice, I can take this brass off, and I can then take this joint and flare this piece of wood down and make this brass fit tightly here. So I just want to get your comments and your opinion on those things. We're going to have 3 of us here next week, and I think we can get all the priming done, weather permitting, and we have excellent weather forecast right now for next week. Of course, it's supposed to be raining right now, so who can say shit about the forecast? But anyway, I think the woodwork is 2 weeks, one guy, $6,000. I think the painting is going to be another week, and I know we shot the whole 5,000 already. Part of it was having to build scaffold, which I've got to build. I'm going to build 4 more short teepees. They're going to be 6-foot long teepees to get this area back here. I don't need the long ones back here. So we're going to build short teepees for back here over the weekend, and we'll be able to attack one side at a time, get it all primed, go to the other side. Might even want to consider, well, you might want to consider going ahead and painting it while it's on the hard, although I don't want to dry the boat out too much, so that it goes back in easily and doesn't leak a lot when it goes back in. We don't have to leave it on the slings long, while it's soaking up. So my intention is to get done as quickly as possible. But you might want, if we're as quick as we think we're going to be, you might want to consider going ahead and getting a finish coat on it. So anyhow, that's where we're at, and really excited to be working on it. We had some real issues with power. I got a 250-foot cord that brought me to here, right here, this post. I don't know if you can see, there's a hanging from the post. Another 100 feet brought me over here to the trailer, and then I made a pigtail to run both compressors and to be able to run the trailer. I couldn't run both compressors out of the trailer, the wiring in the trailer is not configured right. All the outlets are on one leg, so you see we took one leg right here and we're running a compressor. Whoops, we're running a compressor directly with it, and we took the other leg and we've tied a portion of the trailer in. At night we tie the whole trailer in, keep the refrigerator going with I've drank one beer, one of your beers last night. So and then we got 200 foot of hose brings us to here, and then we had another 100 foot on the truck, so that's taking care of our water situation. And both compressors are running full time, not slowing down at all, rarely shutting off. So anyhow, that's the story this morning, and we'll talk to you soon.